Okay, let's start today's market debrief. First, we'll look at the US market. This is the S&P 500 index. Okay, so last week we were here on the 7th of October, and thereafter it continued to rally for the next 3 nights. And yesterday was a down bar. Okay, so is resting roughly or just below the resistance area, its previous high. Okay, so but do note that last night was there's a high volume selling happening, even though it's a small inside day. So there is a lot of buyers and sellers are like trading wars with each other over here. Okay, so from what I can see is that it is still being run by the tech stocks. Okay, if you see a Dow Jones, there is it's more down, and if you see Nasdaq, actually it didn't really go down much. Okay, so if we look at some of the big uh, cap stocks of the US, mainly your Microsoft, Apple, you can see mostly these are the stocks that are up. All right, Apple, there's some selling. I think there's some news that Warren Buffett sold like 800 million worth of Apple shares in the previous quarter. So I think some people are getting out following him. So there's a lot of volume happening. Google similarly has a rebound. So basically the tech stocks are driving the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq to test its previous all-time high. Okay, so the US stock is currently quite strong. Okay, and I can only say that is still going to be continue its uptrend. Okay, all the way to November. Another 2 more weeks to the presidential election. Okay, so I don't know, it might be a Trump's way of getting what you call getting votes. Let people make money from the stock market, and then they're happy to vote Trump because the stock market keep on making money. All right, so this is what is happening in the US, even though their coronavirus is quite in a bad state. Okay, now for Hong Kong. Okay, Hong Kong right here is last week was here testing, and then it passed through. There's a nice rally. Yes, no, sorry. Yesterday was typhoon. Hong Kong market was closed. Monday, there's a huge rally on Monday. Mainly is in the Hong Kong tech stocks and the bank stocks. Okay, so that causes this rally. So that helps in the tracker fund. It's all starting to recover. Okay, so this is mainly the Hong Kong stock market. So what I can see here is basically is doing this is like a shoulder, this is a head, and probably if it comes down right now, there's some selling today. It might come down and form another shoulder. So it's like an inverted head and a shoulder. Small little pattern here could probably signal a reversal. Thereafter breaking above this 200-day moving average. Okay, so overall, this pattern seems to be more positive than last time when I started about Hong Kong and saying Hong Kong is weak. Okay, so at this moment, these 2 weeks of rally or rebound had somehow changed the situation. Okay, this is Shanghai index. I've mentioned that here is the support area, and then thereafter it has a rally. Okay, so a lot of this rally is also in the tech stocks like JD, Alibaba, and stuff. Okay, so now for our Singapore market, Singapore market has been a nice, I would say nice small little rally. It break this so-called downward drift. I've been talking about this drift for a long time. It happens for like since August all the way to like end September. So it's like 1 month plus of down drift. It's quite agonizing, to see this kind of thing. So finally now it starts to rebound. Mainly this is done by the bank stocks. Okay, so overall this support is holding very well, about 2470, 2480, 2005. So this is a strong support area. Okay, and the good thing is that just now I've shared in the group chat, is that we have this flash estimate that the real GDP expanded by 7.9% compared to second quarter. Okay, so second quarter was a contraction of negative 13.2%. So overall, right, overall, if you add just these two together, it's still negative like 5-6% for the year. Okay, so I mean, but this is somehow a good indication that probably the whole economy is turning around, trying to recover. And first, we have to so-called think or try to see what the next 3 months will be. Will the Singapore economy continue to grow as compared to the previous quarter or not? Okay, so fingers crossed. Let's hope everything all starts to recover. Okay, because what I've heard is that Malaysia seems to be getting bad. They couldn't keep the virus under control, so fingers crossed. Hopefully we can have our borders reopen again with Malaysia. Okay, so Singapore stocks, I've mentioned um, for many weeks really, is that the tech stock overall is still one of the stronger one, more what I call steady. Okay, um, except the medical sector. Medical sector is still the strongest sector. Okay, even though it's taking a breather, but now the tech stock is trying to be is getting stronger. So as this UMS, I've mentioned last week that this is like a nice small little cup and handle, and thereafter it broke off and it's continued to rally. So this is a very slow rally. The reason is because there is still a lot of sellers happening, sellers over here, over here, and there's still a lot of trap buyers over here. So expect more selling to happen in this range. Okay, especially this two bar. This two bar has very high volume. Okay, so this might slowly start to inch up. Okay, and from there start a new trend upwards. Okay, so this is UMS. High P, I've mentioned about High P for like 2 weeks, somewhere here, 2 weeks ago, last week. Now I'm mentioning High P again. Reason is because we are starting to see advertisement on this new iPhone 12 Pro coming. Okay, so as I've mentioned in some of the past videos, is that Hype tend to follow mostly on Apple products. It depends on how people are so-called demanding for their new products. So they just had a new product launch in September. So coming October, November, they are advertising. They are trying to get people to so-called pre-book their new iPhones. Okay, and then probably buy for their Christmas presents for their girlfriends, wife, mistress, whatever. Okay, so if the demands are strong, Hype will tend to continue its rally following that. Okay, so this is one stock you can look at, Hype. Venture, previously I've mentioned it retests this resistance here, and then it have a 2 days pullback, and then it broke off. Okay, so this is quite a nice sustainable rally. Okay, it's a few rests. It's already a 3 days rally, so you should be expecting like probably 1 or 2 more days before it starts to rest and then retest this resistance turn support area. Okay, so comparing to previously venture, there's likely to be a lot of buyers trapped here. Okay, so you might start be on a slow move, wave move like up down over here. Okay, so this is venture, and of course some of the previous favorite, AEM. Okay, so AEM right now is trading within this range. Okay, so with the previous 2 days rally here, I believe they are coming out with results soon. Okay, now is the results season. So there might be some anticipation that its results still continue to be sustainable, to be good, therefore this two rally happen. So most likely it's a mid-range, it might start to rally together with the other tech stocks, to test this resistance again. Okay. Too sure if I've mentioned. I think I mentioned this stock last week. iFast. Okay, it was trading right there. Its resistance is forming a nice consolidation pattern, and then I think thereafter it broke off on the 8th and rallied for 4 days. Okay, it's a quite a nice move, about 50 cents. Okay, so here from this pattern is most likely going to rest really or consolidate. Okay, so don't be in a hurry to enter this stock yet. So let it come down, probably something like this. It do something like this or something like this, and then you can re-enter again. Okay, so this is iFast. Bank stocks. Okay, so we know that the banks are the ones that's driving the STI upward move recently. Okay, so this is DBS. We have a nice about 2 weeks rally, and then it's testing this 200-day come resistance area. Okay, so with today's selling like this and top page, after 2 weeks, it's most likely going to rest sideways for a few days. Okay, so if you most likely this might turn trend. There's a high chance that it might turn trend as it's starting to do. This is the low. This is a higher low. Having higher lows each time. Okay, so and this one is like a higher high compared to this. Okay, it's trying to break off. So what we can do is we wait for this few days of pullback. Okay, and then we try to look for opportunities to enter. Okay, so this is DBS. So we look at some of the other bank stocks. Okay, OCBC similarly is bouncing off this rebound, this support area. Sorry, it's bouncing off this support area. Okay, and now it's starting to turn up. You can see the 20-day, 50-day moving averages also starting to turn up. Okay, so this is quite a positive sign. All right. UOB. Similarly, UOB and OCBC have a very similar pattern. So, but you can see from these three banks, right? DBS is already testing this 200-day moving average. Okay. No, whereas OCBC and UOB seems to be a little bit lagged. So one thing is probably because DBS, people tend to select them as they are the biggest bank in Singapore, biggest local bank with government support. So I think that is why most people will be. That's why seems to be a little bit stronger compared to OCBC and UOB. Okay, recently we saw some movement. Okay, MedTech. Okay, so MedTech here, as I mentioned, this support area $1 is holding well. Okay, and thereafter this is like 110, 108, and then it rebound off again. So this 2 days rally is more on its results. Okay, so it's more of its results. It's more like their third quarter result was like up. Net profit was about, I think, 100 over 1,000% increase compared to its previous year. Okay, so now the question is, after this result was released, there's a lot of selling happening. Can see this volume happening, and there's no buyer supporting it. So the question right now in my mind is that can this result continue on for the next 3 months, the next quarter, or the next half a year? Because if that is possible, then it might start to continue its rally upwards. But judging by how most of the countries are getting a hold of the COVID situation, that's one. and how this there are many companies that are starting to do PPE manufacturing. Okay, due to COVID. Okay, so there are a lot of competitors that came in over the past few months, very fast, very swift. Okay, so it might affect their future earnings. For this, I mean, the first time I recommend this is around at this price. So you ask me to enter about this price. To me, I'm not willing. Okay, considering that we are not in a bad situation, we are recovering. Okay, so this is MedTech. So with this selling, right, most likely there'll be further selling happening. Okay, but if it goes sideways, right, or hanging around this sideways, then this is still strong. Okay, so we have to see what happens over the next few days. ST Engineering, I think 2 weeks ago I've mentioned somewhere here, okay, that this is quite a nice stock, a nice pattern, okay, and it seems like going to break out on the upside. So thereafter has been rallying for the next past 2 weeks. Okay, so with this, I think it's a quite a positive sign. Most likely it might pull back, rest around this area, this support resistant turn support area, about 353, 355. You know, if it can hold well, then most likely it might turn around. Okay, so this is ST Engineering. SGX past few days have a nice rally yesterday and today. Okay, after this broke off, it pulled back, and then now it started to rally again, trying to it broke a new high. Okay, so previously this gap down was due to them cutting out their contract with MSCI to build their index. So right now I think they are partnering with FTSE and Russell to create their index and derivative market. Okay, so I think because of that, this few recent news that this SGX is starting to come back up again. Okay, so you can look into trading this, SGX. Okay, today I have quite a few queries on Singtel. Okay, so Singtel, I've someone I think Chris asked me about Singtel somewhere around here, like how far below that Singtel can go. So I basically did this measurement. Okay, this is the top, this is the bottom. This is the measurement that I did. It's most likely going to hit the 210 area. Okay, so that right over here, it already tested this 209, 208. Okay, so thereafter you can start to see a lot of volume coming in, supporting the price. And today there is high volume coming in, okay, for Singtel. So I think the funds are starting to come in to accumulate in Singtel due to its low price. But the thing is, the India thing is still a overhang. So-called their Bharti Airtel situation. I think they are still having, or they are being fined very heavily for that. So most likely the coming earnings, right? I wouldn't expect them to have a good earnings. And also probably thereafter we can be starting to see Singtel probably from here from a base and turn back up. Okay, so at this moment I think people are just trying to accumulate at low prices. Okay, Capital Retail Trust. Uh, 29 September. Yes, 2 weeks ago I've mentioned about Capital Retail Trust. It has been holding well at this 112, 113 area. Okay, because of some news. Then thereafter this on this day the news came out that they are expanding their REITs to encompass the whole the industrial, data center, retail, commercial. whatever the sponsor has, they will go to this Capital Retail Trust, mainly for the China, Macau, Hong Kong market. Okay, so thereafter this news happens, it rallied for 2 weeks. Okay, so at this moment is at a critical junction. This tree is a three big days of rally, so pullback is expected. Okay, so initially I thought it will pull back to here, but based on these 2 days, right, it's not going to do that. Most likely it's going to trade around in this area. Okay, so if you probably come back down, test 125 or something, most likely you might form a small little consolidation, and then thereafter attempt to break this 200-day moving average. Okay, so this is what I see. Capital Retail Trust. The future seems quite bright, but we have to see in the pipeline in the future what are they going to acquire. Okay, so this is Capital Retail Trust. Okay, Ascendus REITs yesterday had a nice rally. A lot of the industrial REITs have this rally, but thereafter today was like a sell down. Okay, so today one was like is giving of a kind of a mixed signal. Can't really make out what to think of this. Okay, so if we compare with some of the other industrial, okay, Maplelock seems not bad. Okay, Maplelock have a rally and then had a small little day. Okay, small little inside day here. So this seems quite positive as compared to Ascendus REIT. Is it industrial? Yeah, industrial. Basically, it rarely tests this resistance and then there's a sell down that breaks yesterday's low. Okay, so breaking yesterday's low with like increased volume isn't a very good sign to know. So this few industrial REITs is giving me a mixed signal. Okay, I can't really make out what to think of this yet. But at this moment, Ascender Street right here, this 320 area is a very strong support. Okay, you can see a lot of volume happening around this area. Okay, so if this doesn't break this 320 support, then most likely it's going to hover around here, and then thereafter turn up. Okay, hopefully, fingers crossed. All right, so yeah, that's what I have for the Singapore market. There, right now there are a lot of results released coming up, and the most of the REITs are going to come out result at the end of this month, whereas the banks are coming out their results in the beginning of November. Okay, so you are going to enter into a volatile period now, end October and November. Results release come the US presidential election happening all together in this junction. Okay, so do watch out for the end October November period. We will talk a little bit about the Hong Kong market. Just now I mentioned about the tech stock and banks. So this is a BYD company. Previously I've talked about this breakout, pullback, and then it broke off again, and today it's continued to make new high. Okay, so this is BYD. Tencent previously was in a big consolidation, but I've mentioned that this 500 was a nice strong support. I think somewhere here I mentioned about this. It come up, retest again, and then thereafter rallied and broke the resistance today. Okay, so this is a very positive sign. Okay, so this is JD.com. Similarly, has a nice rally together, and this is Alibaba. Okay, making a new all-time high. So most likely this is also because of the Ant Financial IPO coming up. most likely in 1 or 2 weeks time. So they might be looking at further earnings from there. Okay, so this is Alibaba, and some of the bank stocks that has a huge rally. Okay, so yesterday was a big rally. No, yesterday, the Monday was a big rally, and then today continues to so-called try to rally. So you can see previously there are a lot of attempts to turn around. Okay, so there is an attempt to turn around, there's an attempt here, there's an attempt here, there's a attempt here. Okay, so now the reason why I'm looking at this seems more convincing is because of this flat period. Okay, you can see previously wasn't, it just come down and bounce up, come down and bounce up, come down, bounce up. But this, there's a rest, about 1 week rest. So from here, most likely this might hold, and from here starts to do a base formation. Okay, so we just be patient, wait, probably retest $4 again. You might want to buy into this ICBC. This is BOC Hong Kong, similarly had a rebound. This is Bank of China. Okay, so they are having a kind of a similar pattern. This is Agri Bank of China. Okay, so similarly, so most of the Hong Kong banks financial are showing some rebounds. So you just hopefully to see that this is a sustainable one. Okay, so most likely if we can really continue to rally higher and then thereafter make a big consolidation like how our banks do. Okay, something like this. This is DBS. After a drop, it rallied. It did this and then rally and then come down. So this forms a big consolidation pattern. So we would like to see the China banks, Hong Kong banks are doing the same thing. Okay, so if they do that, then very likely that they are going to turn trend. So that one will take about another 3 to 6 months for them to form a base formation. Hang Seng Bank. Hang Seng Bank seems overall still okay, but sorry, there's a but. There is a downward channel happening. Okay, so if there's a downward channel happening, right, overall it's still I would say consider weak compared to the rest of the banks. Okay, so this this doesn't bode well unless something really changed, and then they form a bigger consolidation pattern. But overall, this type of down channel pattern isn't a good thing; it's a negative thing. Okay. Hang Seng Bank 5.7%. Yeah. We talk about Hang Seng. Let's look at HSBC. Previously, you guys are interested in this. So at this moment, yeah, consolidating, nothing much happening. Okay, so most likely from here, you're going to do its consolidation. Okay, so we just have to let it pan out. Consolidation usually take like 3 months, 6 months kind of period. Okay, like how Singapore will take like more than 6 months to build this.